This lesson is on order of operations, and so we may have talked about these in the past. The order of operations tells us the order that we complete the operations in a math expression. Now, you may have remembered by hearing this as "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally" or PEMDAS, but we use this order right here, and we always start with parentheses. So things like this, grouping, these are our grouping. So we do any grouping first. If we have multiple groupings, we do the innermost grouping. Then E for exponent. We look for, are there any exponents in our mathematical problem? Remember, exponents would be something like, so that's our exponent right here. That little 3 is our exponent. After that, then we look for any multiplication or division. We multiply or divide. Followed, and that comes whatever comes first. We go left to right. So if there's a division more left, we do that first. It's just like we read. And then add or subtract. And again, this is whatever comes first or left to right. And we're going to do some examples to go over these. So again, parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide, and then addition or subtraction. You may have heard this as "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally," PEMDAS, or some people just say it as PEMDAS, as we kind of put it all together. And so let's look at some examples. So what I do when I go through these is I start up at the top in parentheses and I look, do I have any parentheses in here or grouping symbols? No. Then I move on to the next one. Exponents. Are there any little numbers raised up? Are there any exponents? No. Then we go to multiply or divide, and then we go left to right. So I go over, oh, that's addition, oh, multiplication. So I'm going to do this first, and so I'm going to underline that. 2 times 4 is 8. Then I'm just going to rewrite everything else. So I bring down the 3 plus 8, and then the minus 1. I look for any other multiplication because we move left to right. No other multiplication. Then we move on to addition or subtraction. And again, we just go left to right, just like we read. Well, I have 3 plus 8. We're going to do that first. Underline that. 3 plus 8 is 11. Bring down the minus 1. Finally, we do have some more subtraction. 11 minus 1, which is 10. So our solution for that is 10. Let's move on to this example over here. We're going to do the same thing. I look for parentheses. This time we have parentheses. So we're going to do that first. 6 minus 2 is 4. Write the 4 there. Everything else gets to just come down. Now, because we did what was in the parentheses, we get rid of those parentheses, and now we don't have to rewrite them. No more parentheses. Go to exponents. No exponents. No little numbers. Multiply or divide. Remember, it's or. So we go left to right. We're going to divide first. 8 divided by 4 comes first. So we do that. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Then we have our times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Moving on. Here I have, I start with parentheses. I have parentheses. We do this first. 6 minus 4, which is 2. I write the 2. The whole set of parentheses was squared, so I write that. And then again, we write everything else that we haven't used yet. I look. Any other parentheses? Nope. So we move on to exponents. We do have an exponent now, that little number. Remember, an exponent is not 2 times 2, but it's because of this, it's 2 times itself 2 times. So 2 times 2, which is 4. We have our 12 minus 4 divided by 8. We then look, we got rid of our exponents. Now we go to multiplication or division. I have some. 4 divided by 8 is 1/2 or 0.5. So I have, I did as a fraction, 1/2. 12 minus 1/2 is our final little addition and subtraction. We have to do that. So we have our subtraction here. 12 minus 1/2 we can do is 11.5. Right, moving on. Over here. Any parentheses? Nope. Exponents? Nope. Multiplication or division. We have 2 things of multiplication, but we're going to do this one first. 6 times 5 is 30. Then we do our plus 3 times 4. We still have multiplication, so we have to do this. This 3 times 4, which is 12. 30 plus 12. We're all done with our multiplication and division. Now we go to addition and subtraction. 30 plus 12 is 42. 2 more. We have 6 divided by 3 plus, in parentheses, 5 minus 1 times 2. Parentheses, yes, we have those. We're going to do those first. So 5 minus 1 is 4, getting ahead of myself. Then I just rewrite everything else. We have our 6 divided by 3 plus 4 times 2. No exponents, so we move on to multiplication or division. Move left to right. So I'm going to do this first because it comes first. 6 divided by 3, which is 2, plus 4 times 2. We have more multiplication, 4 times 2, so we have to do that. And we get 8. So we have 2 plus 8. We're almost done. 2 plus 8, which is 10. And there is our solution. All right, this one has some other types of grouping symbols. These little brackets act like parentheses. So I have parentheses. But inside of there, I have even more parentheses. So we have to do this first. This is our first step right here. 4 plus 2, or 4 minus 2, sorry, which is going to be 2. So we have 2 squared. That's still in these brackets. We can get rid of those parentheses though. Just rewrite everything else. We still have some grouping, and inside of our grouping we have exponents, so we have to do that exponent still. 4, or 2 squared is 4. And then we have the 3 times 4. The exponent went away, but we still have those grouping symbols, and we write everything else that's outside of them. Still have the grouping, so we're going to do the 3 times 4, which is 12. Now we can get rid of that grouping symbol. We don't need those anymore, those brackets. We've done everything that's inside of them. So now we go to multiplying or dividing. Well, we have some division here. So we're going to do that first. 12 divided by 6, which is 2. We have that 4 that keeps coming down. 4 plus 2, which is 6. And there is our final solution.